self-worth. And I don't want to be friends with people like that. I want to be friends with the other kind of people. People who really care about quality of their relationships. I want to be friends with the people who really, really care about the truth, who care about sincerity, who themselves provide value and service and don't cheat others. Huh? I want to be friends with people who are knowledgeable and competent and responsible and don't cheat. See, I want to be friends with people who are really, really intelligent and try to get to the bottom of everything and understand how it works and why it works and what it's good for and what it doesn't do also. See, I want to be friends with those people, people who are interesting, people who are competent. Like I really love that INSEE posted in a thing that they fly a plane. I used to fly planes. I can fly a plane. Can you? You see, I like competent people. I like adventurous people. I like people who trust themselves to walk out to the edge of the cliff and look over, because they're not going to fall off. See, I like people who are willing to go out on a limb for something they believe in. I like people who are smart enough and self-confident enough to start a business even in a time when everything else is falling apart, and be successful at it and win. Huh? Because there's always something that people want that is very, very hard to find, and they'll be willing to pay for it. And you know what that thing is? A relationship of trust. A relationship of trust is the rarest thing in the world, especially today. The whole Western society is falling apart because relationships of trust are failing. The relationship with the government, the relationship with the banks, the relationship with the corporations, all the things that Western society is based on, the whole foundation is falling apart because these relationships of trust aren't working. Relationships with your family, relationships with your friends. It's becoming harder and harder to trust people. Have you noticed that? Over time. There's so much communication of lies. Huh? You go down the street and you see a billboard and it says, "Our beer tastes better." Better than what? Warm camel piss? I mean, come on. Beer, you know, it doesn't taste good to begin with. You know, does anybody actually like the taste of beer? You know, you'd have to be a little bit off your rocker. And then, better than what? Some other beer? But, I mean, it doesn't say. It's purposely vague. It's deliberately misleading. You know, or there was one, here's an actual one, our beer is fresher. Fresher? Here's a product that's refrigerated, it's in a metal can, it's produced in a factory out of huge vats, and then they want to claim that it's fresher. Well, fresher than what? A fossil? I mean, you know? It's like the most artificial, most mass-produced thing that you can imagine, and they're claiming it's fresh. Huh? Remember, they used to have cigarette commercials. Remember back in the old days when they had cigarette commercials? Huh? Take a puff. It's springtime. Yeah, well, what kind of spring is that? Huh? I mean, these are going on, and they're everywhere. So people have stopped trusting when they hear something. They have been conditioned to hearing all these lies, all these untruthful statements, these advertising statements. Huh? Nobody believes them anymore, but nobody believes anything anymore. Everyone has become untrusting because the whole society has become permeated with this nonsense. So we've lost our ability to trust. we've lost the quality of being trustworthy also, because people have lost the taste of truth. Truth in the material world is relative, but it still can exist if we keep the standard of absolute truth in the center. And because nobody knows what is the absolute truth, they have lost all sense of truthfulness, all sense of proportion. You want to know the absolute truth? I am a conscious living entity. If that statement is ever untrue, then nothing else matters. Do you understand? If I am not conscious, if I am not living, or if I am not an entity, if any of that statement is ever falsified, then nothing else matters anyway, because I don't exist. Or if I do exist, I'm unconscious, so who cares? You see? So actually, everybody knows at least one absolute truth. I am a conscious living entity. Everybody knows that. Or they should. If they take the care to examine their assumptions about life, about existence, about language, which you should do. If you would all care about the truth, or about knowledge, or knowingness, knowingness is the state of being conscious of your knowledge. Knowing what you know, and also knowing what you don't know. That's knowingness. Very few people have knowingness. Very few people even know that it exists. This is a big problem. So we want to restore this absolute truth to people's awareness so that they have knowingness and other qualities derived from it. So they have the taste of truth, so they know when they hear truth and they know when they hear untruth. What's happening now is that the truth is getting so much obscured that people are losing, probably forever, the ability to discern what is true and what is not true. So if they lose their taste for truth, they can't determine whether they're being cheated or not. Consequently, they enter into all kinds of false relationships. They get cheated again and again, and then they become completely negative and cynical. This is going on. So, and then if the spiritual, so-called spiritual teachers and people like that also engage in this kind of untruth, changing the definitions of words, offering a partial product instead of the full thing, trying to teach something that they haven't understood or realized themselves, then what's the hope of human society ever recovering from this ontological crisis that it's in? Try to understand what we're going through now, everything, the crashing of the businesses, you know, not to even bring up the environmental problems and all of that. This is all due to an ontological crisis. We don't realize where we are. We're living on this planet and it has limited resources. But people continue to act as if we have unlimited resources. They don't even know where they are. They don't even know what's happening, or what this place is, or what it's for, or how to live here. I mean, that's completely insane, don't you think? If you don't know where you are, If you go up to somebody and you say, well, where are you? Oh, I'm on planet Zeno, man. You know, like everything's cool. We can use all the oil we want and it's never going to run out. You'd say, well, this guy's nuts. But this is where the businesses are. This is where the governments are. They're acting as if it's never going to run out. And they're basing all kinds of economic and political and social and even military policies and strategies on this assumption. But guess what? It is going to run out. Guess what? It's already running out. And so many other things. We could go on and on for hours about all the false assumptions, all the wrong understandings, all of the deliberate lies in society. But these lies are like poison. We talk about in our book, Search for the Absolute Truth. We talk about truth as nourishment for the intelligence. And that the absolute truth is the most nourishing kind of truth because it gives perfect intelligence. You see? So if people are deprived of the truth, their intelligence becomes malnourished and it becomes deformed, weak.